friends, it's Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching here on YouTube and on Instagram. It is Friday, June 21st, 2024, and I'm back for my next video. This time I'm actually going to be doing my mid-year WIP Parade. I normally do this in July, but I start pediatric specific orientation tomorrow for residency. And that's gonna be full days, and then I start actually like working right after that. So this is kind of my last full normal day. I also thought it'd be fun to kind of see where the projects are before I start residency, and then in 3 years from now, kind of see how far we got or how far we didn't get. It'd be fun to kind of compare and contrast right before and then right after. So I'm gonna go through all of my WIPs. I also have a few FFOs to share with you. And then at the end of the video, after all the stitching, I'll do like the life update, any like announcements or anything. And kind of my plans and next steps. So I'm gonna jump into the stitching in case you're not interested in any of that stuff and start with the FFOs. So Kristen, who is Cow Stitcher here on FlossTube, she's amazing. She also works at Liberty Hill Needleworks, which is my LNS here in Williamsburg, Virginia. And she was so kind to FFO a few of my models. You can find my patterns on Etsy for PDFs, Gumroad, and then also printed patterns on my Instagram DETASH, which are down below. So she was so kind. I asked if she would be willing to finish a few of my projects. She does not have a finishing business or anything like that, but she's an amazing finisher of her own stuff. So I asked her, I wanted kind of a quicker turnaround on these, and she was willing to do so. So this is just like a one-time thing, but I'm super appreciative of her, and I wanted to share what she did. So the first one is my pattern Healing, which is super customizable with the colors. And she finished it into this little pillow, which is just perfect. This is on 46 count natural from Hobby Lobby. The other one she did was my Lighthouse Quaker, which is on 40 count aqua. And she finished it on a lighthouse from Hobby Lobby. I love this thing. I provided the pieces, but she did all the work. And that circle is just perfect. So the little lighthouse, just stitching. And then the last one was my To Be pattern, which she finished on the butterfly that I got at the Michaels Spring Shop. That's the stitching. And this is on 40 count Mystic Owl from Color and Cotton. And then it hangs like that. So, oh, she did such an incredible job. I told her if you ever want a professional finishing business, you would have lots of customers and do an amazing job. So not quite in the cards for her right now, but I'm very appreciative of her. So those are my newest FFOs. That's one goal I have now, is to really get more of my stuff FFO'd in some form or fashion. She gave me some other names, and of course Keepsakes does an incredible job. So I need to get some more things FFO'd. But now I'm gonna jump into the WIP Parade. I have 30 WIPs, which is my max comfort level. So I used to be a monogamous stitcher, and then I found Keepsakes and I was living in Cincinnati, and suddenly I have 4 WIPs. And then I moved down to, I could start med school, and then Pam does this 12 by 12 New Year's Eve thing, and I start 12 new things, and suddenly I have 16 WIPs. And since then I have now approached 30 WIPs. So I'm like, okay, this is where I want as much as possible to stop. So 30 WIPs. I'm very excited about them. I love them all, and that's part of the problem, right? And I have so many other things kitted up, so it's like, okay, focus. So I'm going to go through all of these and kind of talk about at the end kind of my plans that I have. I'm gonna do chronological order, so I'm gonna start with my oldest WIPs and end with my newest starts. So the first one is Celtic Christmas from Lavender and Lace. And I'm stitching this on 28 count Sage from Color and Cotton. It's the only change I'm making. Other than that, I'm keeping everything as close as possible. I'm doing the DMC conversion and keeping it all as close as possible. And this is where I'm at. Lots of her finished. She's been a lot of fun. Last year I finished, or gosh, I guess it was 2 years ago, I finished her face. So this year I'm hoping to work more on her dress. Bring it closer. I have finished Celtic Winter and Celtic Autumn. And this is my only other Celtic I have going. And I really do want to get her going. So that's my oldest WIP. That I started that in 2019. And that's my last WIP from 2019. I have no WIPs left from 2020. Hallelujah. And now I have, which I started a lot in 2020, as you can imagine. Now we're going into 2021 WIPs. And a lot of these were started in the 12 by 12 New Year's Eve. So it was like started on December 31st of 2021, or a lot of these. So kind of 2022. The first one is Celebrate Christmas from Madame Chantilly. I have a lot of these trays going. I think I have 4. This one is the furthest along. The changes I'm making to this one, I am changing the red to DMC 816 Etoile and the white, some of the white to DMC white Etoile. So get some sparkle in there. This is on 40 count water green. This is where I'm at. So I have the top 2 trays completely done. See if I can get any of that sparkle. So the mug, this mug is sparkle Etoile, but the hot cocoa is not. So you can kind of see the difference between those two. Yeah, that's shining pretty well. That's where I'm at. This pattern is going to be my focus for Christmas in July next month. I'm gonna see how much of this I can get done next month, because I would like to get this done. Especially since it's my tray for this so long, I'd like to get it done. I am not gonna say I'm not gonna use the word Christmas at the bottom. It's pretty obvious what it is. I have finished the summer tray and I did put summer on that. But I don't think I'm gonna do that for any of the others. Because they're not gonna be finished in something that like will get swapped out. So it's okay if they're like different sizes. So that's number 2. Next is Celebrate Winter, which I don't have. I'll put a picture of the model here. This is also in 40 count water green. And this is all I have. Is the tray. So the tray outline, this is how I usually stitch these, is I do the full tray outline and then I go level by level. So not too interesting, but I haven't worked on it yet this year. It hasn't been called for WIP Go yet. So I'm going to, so when it gets called, I'll get a little bit more progress, but it's just a tray. Next is Seasons and Lace Winter by Jans Hicks Creates. This is the cover photo of all 4 seasons together, which I will be doing, and also just the winter itself. I'm doing this on 56 count antique white. I can't remember if it had lace in it. I think it's just antique white. And this is where I'm at. Let me fold it over. This is the season I'm starting with. These blues are just gorgeous. I think I'm at like 30% done on it. It's a lot of stitching, but it's amazing. And I am gonna do all the other seasons on this one piece of fabric. This is as wide as winter is. So there's a lot of margin. Like I just kind of got a standard cut that was available and started in the middle. Like I didn't cut it down because the sides were all serged already. So I'm just gonna have a really wide margin, which I'm not mad about, so. So that's Seasons in Lace Winter. Next one was a gift from my Keepsakes fam. Riccoli di Natale from Alessandra Adelaide. 40 count Lagoon from Zweigart. And this one is kind of, it's not UFO'd because I am gonna finish it one day, but it is not a main focus of mine right now. Like, it's not on my WIP Go board. It's not, it's kind of low on the priority list right now. But I'll still show you. I only work, so far it's only gotten work on 12 by 12, like on New Year's Eve. So it's only gotten like three hours of work total so far. So there's not a lot to show you, but it's very pretty. It's gonna be gorgeous one day. And I also have to figure out how to get the charms. I looked one time and couldn't find them, so I'm hoping one day I can find it. So it's this charm right here. It was like out of stock everywhere the last time I looked for it, so I need to look for it again. But that's where that is. It's just DMC white or B5200. This is Madame Chantilly, 4th of July. This has gotten a little bit more work than Celebrate Winter, but not a lot. This is on 40 count raw. And that's where I'm at. I am also changing the red to DMC 816 Etoile, so you can kind of get the sparkle. I thought about doing it for all of them, but I thought that might be a little too much sparkle since most of it is red, white, and blue. So I'm just doing the red and the sparkle. It's in the flag too. So I'm gonna work on, obviously, Celebrate. I said I was gonna work on Celebrate Christmas next month, and I think I'm also gonna pull this out like during 4th of July week to work on. Because I don't think I worked on it. I don't know if I worked on it last year. I think, oh yes, it was the, that's right, because this is 2021, I did the tray. 2022, I did USA. 2023, I did the flag. So we'll see what I do for 2024. Slowly but surely. So that's as far as that one is. It's kind of getting, it's just raw. Showing a little mottled, but it's not, it's just raw. All right, and then next one is Bluebirds of Happiness from Cottage Garden Samplings in the Songbird series number 5. I've finished 2 of them and I have 3 more going. Yeah, 2 more going. This one is the next one closest to a finish, sorta. So there's that. This is on 36 count Regency from Picture This Plus. And here's where I'm at. I love this fabric. That's a better representation. It's like this green, light green modeling. It's a little bit like limier than that. It's not as olive. I'm still working on the lighting in this new place. This is only my second video here and I'm still working on the lighting, but I guess that's better. But the colors are also very bright. It's a fun piece. I love the Cottage Garden patterns. Now I just need to do the Cherry Blossom Tree. So there's that one. Yeah, it's much brighter. Next is Celebrate Autumn from Madame Chantilly. And this one has also mostly only been worked on during like New Year's Eve 12 by 12s. This is on 40 count Mallow. That's where I'm at. This one I bucked the normal and I didn't do the tray first. I had so many others going that were at the time that were just trays. I was like, you know what? I want to work on like actual things. So I did, and it's been fun. I need to put the tray in, but I don't know, maybe this one I'll just do totally different. I don't know. This is the lowest on the priority list of the trays. It's the least amount of done, so I just kind of do a little bit each year until it's time to be its focus, but it's super cute. I love them all. I wish I could do them all. And then next is Forever and Ever. All of these were the 12 by 12s. Like I did 12, like I haven't finished very many from that 12 by 12. This is Forever and Ever from Cottage Garden Samplings, another one of the Songbird series. And I'm doing this one on 32 count Vintage Stormy Night. And that's where I'm at. That Vintage Stormy Night's showing up pretty well. The I think it's a Zweigart printed. But love it. Let me try. I wonder which one shows it better. I think it's the other one. That one, yeah. We'll get it. We'll get it eventually. All right. And then the last one for 2021 is Glendon Place Woodland Wonder. I love this one so much. And I'm not far enough along on it. But one day it's going to be gorgeous. And I'm stitching this on 32 count Oaken from Picture This Plus. And this is as far as I've gotten so far. Oh, nope, this way. Yeah, this way. The snowflakes are Kreinik blending filament. So that's been, it's pretty, it's sparkly in person, but it slowed me down for a little while because I couldn't even find the filament for a while. And I really only ever work on this at Christmas time. So yeah, there's that one. The modeling is not as harsh as that's showing. It's not as dark. Yeah. So that's it for 2021. 2022, I have 5, so I'm doing pretty well for 2022. First one was a restart from 2020. Hammock at Sunset by Stitch X Cross Stitch Designs. I got this pattern on Etsy, the PDF on Etsy. And I'm stitching it on 22 count Aida, white Aida, full coverage. I love it so much. I haven't worked on it yet this year and I really need to. That's where we're at. Oops. It's one of those that like the sky especially actually has quite a bit of block stitching, which is nice. Yeah, that's probably still the best one. Okay. Yeah, it has lots of like block stitching. And I've been careful to make sure to like feather out so you don't have like the harsh lines. I have this whole page done and then the next page ends like right here. So I have like some of that page. There's 6 pages total. So very excited with how far it is. It's my full coverage closest to a finish. So I really need to get going again. And the pages down here are not full pages. They're, so it's like 3 full pages and then 3 3/4 pages kind of thing. But it's gorgeous. I love it. And then this one is, put a picture in here of the cover photo. This is Hibiscus Arrangement 1 from Artisy. And I am stitching this on 32 count Wave Pool by Color and Cotton. Oh, I love this fabric so much. It's a gorgeous bright blue. And these colors are so bright and pretty. Trying to get the right angle. Yeah, I love it. Oh, I need to get back to this one too. It's been so long since I've worked on it. It's so much fun. And it's pattern keeper, so. And then these I started kind of back to back on 22 count Ada. They're both from Country Magic Stitch. One is the Shire, one is Rivendell. So not a whole lot to show. These have definitely taken a back burner. This is the Shire. I'll do the model, and then this is as far as I've gotten on the Shire, which I work on when I catch up with one of my friends. And then the other one is Rivendell, also on 22 count Ada. And that's as far as I've gotten on that one. Oh, like this. On that one. So not very far. And they're full coverages too. Like lots and lots of stitching. So I need to find a reason to pull these out more. Because they're not hard stitching. It's mostly block stitching. So I love Country Magic Stitch. I'm hoping she'll come out with a Gilmore Girls one, like a Welcome to Stars Hollow one. It'll be so nice. Next one, last one, 2022, is actually Stars Hollow, which I'll show with the 2023 ones. So we're gonna jump to 2023. One of the things I've started last year. And this one is cover photo, Wonder Stitch UA, Winter Gnome number 2. On Etsy. I'm stitching this on 46 count raw. And here's as far as I've gotten. It's so pretty and so much fun. I worked on her a lot this year already. So she'll probably go away until like winter time. Next one is actually one of my designs that I haven't finished yet. This is Nautical Flags Alphabet on 40 count anthracite. And this is where I'm at. So I'm getting there. I need to do my June flags. I'm trying to do 2 to 3 a month to get it done. I really enjoy stitching on it. It's one of those things that I just want to stitch on everything. So I'll do like a couple flags and then like want to work on something else. But it's so easy and so much fun. It's just, I just want to work on everything at the same time. So there's that one. And then this one is a big conversion of mine. So this one is Shores of Hakron Hollow. This is the original. And then I changed a lot of it. So this is a mock-up of what mine will look like. I took 5 of the blocks and reorganized them, and then did a complete color conversion from Stash that also is more like my color scheme. I'm stitching it on 40 count platinum. And this is as far as I've gotten. And I love it so much. So much. My goal for this year is to get the middle block done. We'll see if that happens, but I would love to be able to get more of that middle block done. If you are interested in this conversion, let me know. I'll be happy to share it with you. It does change sometimes as I'm stitching it, so I can give you the definite conversions for the first 2 blocks, but after that, just subject to change. But I am so in love with it. Oh, I need to pull this back out. My husband is in the Navy, so this one speaks especially to me. Yeah, so there's that one. Oh, I love it. And then next one is the Stars Hollow. So this is a series by Black Needle Society. They did all 4 seasons in Stars Hollow, and it was a box that came out over the last few years. They've finished it now, and I believe they're releasing all 4 patterns next year, so 2025. I have finished summer, and I've started both spring and autumn. So in 2022, I started autumn, and then last year I started spring. So I'm gonna show you kind of all at the same time because they kind of go in order. So this is the spring pattern, and this is the autumn pattern. Shelly from Whips and Sips, Welcome Stitchery, she has finished this entire thing. So if you want to see what it looks like fully finished, go check out their latest video. And here's as far as I've gotten. So I've got summer done. and I'm not making any changes. I've gotten summer done, and then this is the start of autumn, and this is the start of spring. So I need to find more reasons to bring this out. It's time for me to go back through watching the series again. So when I do, I'll pull this out while I'm watching it, listening to it. I don't really even need to watch it anymore. I just have to, it's like my comfort sounds. But they're amazing patterns, so well done, so easy to read. And there were PDF versions, so they're in Pattern Keeper now. It's just amazing. So, and I'm stitching this on 40 count Ophelia from Color and Cotton. Next one is another big conversion of mine. So this is 1 down, 3 across from Long Dog Sampler. So this is the original. And then this is my complete color conversion. So I am stitching this 1/1 on 32 count raw silver. And this is as far as I've gotten. Teeny tiny stitches. But they're actually so much fun to do. So I'm using white as the outline, and then red and green etoile for the words. And I'm also doing white for the motifs. So that's as far as I've gotten. It's gonna be so fun in 20 years when it's done. And then next one is Vacation Memories Tropical Sea. It's an Orchidia kit I got from wizardeye.com. That link's down below if you want to purchase any from them. I did switch out the fabric in the kit for 40 count aqua. And this is as far as I am. I'm like a quarter of the way done, I'd say. The colors, I will warn, are not exactly like the picture, but they are very close, and I'm very happy with the way it's turning out. They're just not quite as bright as the picture showed, but it's still very pretty. And my goal is to finish this year. So yeah, I just have the water left down below the mountains, the sky, half of the sky, the jar, and the flower. I'd say that I'm like a quarter of the way done. I found the width of the entire project. So that is the last stitch on one side, and that's the last stitch on the other side. So I have found the entire width, so it's not crazy wide. So maybe I'll pull this out soon. I want to pull them all out. I want to work on everything. All right, and then this it was a restart. This last year, this is Beach Chairs Dimension Kit. I originally had started this on our honeymoon in 2021 and instantly made many errors. Why I would start something on honeymoon, I don't know, but I tried and didn't go well, so I restarted it last year briefly. And this is where I am. This is on 32 count touch of blue linen. Using all of the kit floss. It's going much better this time. So, and then I'm trying to see, like it is pretty bright there. Let's put a little bit better. It's pretty bright. And then this, I'm not going this one I think I started this 12 by 12 as well, 2023. This is Fish and Chips from Long Dog Samplers. I started this with Laura, Stitching by the Shore. I started in the middle, and I'm doing it on 40 count Compelling Conscious from Those Missing Stitches. I love this fabric so much. I missed the opportunity to get it when she had it in her Etsy store again, so I'm keeping an eye out so that I can get it again. But here's where I'm at. Oh, I love it so much. The fabric's not as dark. It's not nearly as dark as that. The modeling is coming out much stronger, but it is very mottled. but like 3 shades lighter. Let's see if I can, let's making it darker. It's a gorgeous fabric, and the white shows up perfectly on it, which is what matters here. I loved working on it. I did this and like, I worked on it for the hour and then I worked on it again at the beginning of the year. I need to work on it again. I think I'm gonna just do the white. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add any other like blues. I'm not doing the 2 stitch border all the way around though. I've decided to not do that border. Well, I say that, I mean, I'm nowhere near that border, so it might change, but as of right now, I'm not planning to do that border. And when I did, I took it out of Pattern Keeper. It was a lot of stitches. I don't remember exactly how many, but I remember being like, geez, that was a lot. So we'll see. That's where I'm at on that. Highly recommend those missing stitches on Etsy. I wish the fabric would show up better on my camera, but yeah, because this is not dark. This is like teal or like dark, like a turquoise. All right, and then last one that I did for 2023, I restarted as well in 12 by 12. I originally started it on Aqua and I changed it to Lagoon, and that is Hands On Design, Let's Talk Stitching. It was originally on 40 count Aqua, but then the white wasn't showing up, so I switched it to 40 count Lagoon. I'm also changing the greens to 905 and 906. I just don't like yellowy greens. I prefer like greener greens, or somewhere in between, but those are too yellowy green for me. But I'm enjoying it so much. This is where I am at on it. I'm hoping that green, I worked on this the other day, that green might still be too dark though. It shows up better in person. It shows up a lot better in person actually. Yeah, it does show up a lot better in person. Let me see. That's what it looks like in person. That's much brighter. Yeah, that's what it looks like in person. That gives a better idea. It's so much fun to stitch, and you get like these little mini finishes with the words and whatnot, so I'm very happy with this. I'm kind of sad to put it away. Maybe I won't for long. This will go one day in my craft room when I finally finish it. And then that's it for 2023. And now I'll jump to 2024 things that I have started. First one being Sea Glass by Carolyn Manning Designs, and I'm stitching it on Sea Glass from Color and Cotton. That's where I'm at. I just have a very small start on it. The colors are gorgeous. They're so bright. Let me see if it looks better when I don't have the board behind it. A little bit. You can kind of see the stitching better. Very bright, gorgeous colors. And then the next one is a gift for David, eventually. This is the 49ers gnome from Ninny Designs on Etsy. He's a 49ers fan, and so I'm stitching this for him on 46 count Mystic Owl. And this is as far as I am. What's kind of held me up on it is I feel like the round part of the nose is too dark, like it's too stark. So I'm trying to decide, do I rip that out? I feel like this lighting's gotten worse throughout my parade. I don't know why. It's like too stark. So I gotta figure that out if I'm gonna change that or not. But it's a lot of fun to stitch, the parts that I have done. I started it on the Super Bowl, which Didn't go great for the 49ers, but it was fun to stitch on during that time. The next one is He Is Risen by Lucy Lau Designs that is in the spring edition of Just Cross Stitch. Started this Easter weekend, and I'm doing a complete conversion from Stash, and I changed the hill to green. I'm stitching this on 40 count spearmint medium from Color and Cotton. That's where I'm at. If you would like this conversion, I'd be happy to share it with you. Just be warned, some of it is like not available anymore. But if you're looking for inspiration, I'd be happy to share it with you. Some of it is still available. You can get from like the Color and Cotton website and whatnot. But I have found all sides. So that's as tall, that's as low, that's as wide, that's as wide. So that's the size. I don't know why I cut such a big piece of fabric. I don't know what happened there. Something got miscounted. I don't know, but that's okay. That is as big as it will be. I guess rather have it too big than too small if I had to choose. And then next one is a new design for me as well. One of my new designs that I'm working on called a Williamsburg Welcome. 3 different pineapples. And in case you don't know, because not everyone does, if you're not like kind of in this area, the pineapple is the sign of hospitality. And Williamsburg has Colonial Williamsburg, which was the capital of Virginia during the colonial times before the United States, before the Revolutionary War. And they were kind of like the site of the beginning of the Revolutionary War. Like Thomas Jefferson was here, you know, they were kicked out the governor, is kind of a thing. So Colonial Williamsburg is kind of still set in time with some of the, some of it's the original building, some of it is like made like, you know, to look like the original buildings, the original taverns where they talked about, you know, the revolution and that kind of thing. But the pineapples are everywhere. They're kind of the sign here because that was the symbol back then of hospitality and welcome and that kind of thing. So that's kind of the brief history of the pineapple. Because the only way they could really get pineapples is if they travel, it's like an exotic fruit. So if you brought an exotic fruit, you were, you know, saying thank you for hospitality and kind of thing. The red is so much brighter than that. I had this trouble in the last video too. This is 321. So, well, it's a, what is the color? It's a Classic Colorworks, but it's the equivalent of 321. So it's much brighter than that. You can kind of see the white popping. I love working on it. This is on 46 count raw. And I only have like 2,500 stitches left in it. So I need to get this one done. But super enjoying it. So once it's done, it'll be out and available. You can go ahead and get nautical flags on my Gumroad, but because I had already posted that before I started stitching it. This one I'm waiting to finish stitching before I post it because I have already made a couple of like changes, so I don't want to post it yet. But yeah, that's where we're at on that. And then these last two I just started recently, so you may have seen it in my last video. Sweet Wing Studio, Forever in Peace. But I'm not doing the words, I'm just doing the flag. And I have a complete color conversion for this, so if you're interested, let me know. I'm stitching it on 40 count Spacious Skies from Color and Cotton. That's where we're at. I finished the entire Field of Stars section. So all the blue is done. I love it so much. It's so much fun to stitch. I guess if you're being technical, this would be my closest full coverage to a finish because this is full coverage technically. But I gotta figure out exactly what I'm doing for July because I need to alternate I don't need to, but I would like to work on Celebrate Christmas for Christmas in July, but it's also like our patriotic month with 4th of July. So I also want to do patriotic stitching. So I don't know. I need to think about, I've got a few days still. Maybe I like do a week. I also start actually working. So the amount of stitching that's actually going to get done is not sure yet. Okay, and then last but very much not least, is what I've started in honor of my husband's and my 3rd-year wedding anniversary. This is an All Tides by Doreen Jones. It was in the Cross Stitcher magazine. Yeah, I think so. I have the link down below. So I don't have the actual magazine, but you can buy it on, I think it's called pocketmags.com. Again, I have the link down below. It's like $3 US to get the entire magazine. And then I downloaded the pattern from there, from the magazine. So I'm stitching this on 40 count flax, and that's where I'm at. It's so much fun to stitch. It's a lot more stitching than I anticipated. I mean, like the picture shows, clearly it's a lot, but like it's a lot. And a lot of color changes so far with the words, but tons of fun. This is one of like our quotes, you know, in all tides, you know, in high tide or low tide, I'll be by your side. So, cause you know, we've been married, our anniversary is next week. We've been married for 3 years, but we've been together for 13. So we've been through a lot of tides together. So that's where I'm at on that. So definitely gonna work on this next week. And that's all my whips. That's all 30 whips. So plans, next week, I'm definitely gonna work on In All Tides and start figuring out my my July plans. We'll get WIP Go soon. So July is gonna be what July is. July 1st is my first day of like actual working. I am a starting as pediatric resident. So I officially start being a pediatrician in a way on Monday. And I start in clinic. So I will have much supervision, but I start as someone's pediatrician on that Monday. So kind of crazy. Very excited. And then, so I'm going to kind of alternate Christmas with patriotic. And I actually already started thinking about 2025 plans in a way, knowing that like, this is going to officially be the busiest time of my life, you know, over the next 3 years. I think what I'm going to do is not have any actual plans like monthly. Like I'm probably not going to do WIP Go next year because I don't know if I can keep up with that. But the year that I have the most WIPs undone, like not finished, is 2021. So I think I'm going to try and work through my 2021 WIPs and see how many of those I can get done next year. 2019 is the only other oldest WIPs I have, which is Celtic Christmas. And that's just going to be, there's no real rush on that. And it's kind of it's a paper pattern. It's complex in the sense of there's beads, there's backstitch, there's Krynic, there's, you know, 1/1 in a couple places. It's not easy stitching. I need to like sit down and focus on it. And I don't know how often I'm going to be able to like sit down and like focus on a pattern. So that one I am not like, I want to get this done now. 2021 though, some of those are so like, they're not going to get done if I don't work on them. And right now, some of them I'm only working on New Year's Eve. And I'm like, okay, that's never going to get done. So I think next year is going to be a year of finishing 2021 WIPs as much as possible. So those I'm kind of not going to focus on for the next 6 months besides Celebrate Christmas, because I'm going to try and finish them next year. So in that case, I'm going to just kind of keep working on things as I feel. I want to get my models done this year, and kind of just see what my timing's going to look like. If you watched my last video, you heard the update that David is going to be moving to North Carolina now for his orders. He's a physician in the Navy, and he's going to be working with Marines and down in Camp Lejeune. So he will not be coming to Williamsburg. He moves down first week of July. So he'll move down while I'm getting started. And then we'll see him on the weekends for the most part, unless he's off doing training or something. So during the week, when I do get home from work, he's also taking the dogs with him. So I will have, like, once I do come home, hopefully I can get some stitching done before I crash, you know, depending on the day, how the day was. But I'm hoping to at least get like 15 minutes, 20 minutes in just to turn my brain off before. That's what I did in college. That's what I did in medical school. You know, I'm not going to have as much of him around to like help with things, but he's also taking the two beans that take the most amount of effort. So, you know, I'll come home to a quiet house. So hopefully I can get stitching done in that way. But yeah, so we'll just day by day. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. My birthday was last week. Turned 28, and I appreciate you all. I did not have a birthday start. I didn't do anything like that. I was in Connecticut for a few weeks, and then I actually started residency on my birthday. My first day of orientation, which is just like HR orientation, onboarding kind of stuff, nothing fun, was on my birthday. So nothing too crazy with that. And yeah, we got just day by day. Giveaways, I'm going to do next video. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to ship them out right now. So I don't want to start that if I can't guarantee. And I am going to go to the post office hopefully today or tomorrow and ship out the things I do have. So if you are expecting something from me and haven't gotten it yet, I'm doing it this week. So this weekend. I apologize. So hopefully I'll get it done today or tomorrow. If not, David can hopefully take it tomorrow. But yeah, so I think that's all of if you do order something from DETASH though, that will be prioritized. Like I do have like days off and I will prioritize that. It's just like with the giveaways, getting the addresses, getting all that, like especially with the portfolio, like I need to, really figure out how I'm going to safely ship that. That is going to have to probably wait till the next video. But if you order anything on DETASH, it will be prioritized. So check that out. Yeah, I think that's everything right now. Tanky's been laying behind me. There's Tanky keeping me company. Kai is at daycare right now. If you have any questions, please let me know in your comments. I really appreciate you all being here today. I really appreciate all the comments on the last video. Your support is so appreciated, and I love coming and checking in with you guys, and hopefully it won't be too long. Hopefully I can still come at the end of July, but we'll just see how it goes. I'll see you guys soon. Happy stitching. Bye.